These all are the best new offline games for mobile. Remember, our team is always reading all of your comments, so we try hard on making your requests come true, because most of our videos based on your requests. Feel free to write whatever the games list we should make in the future. Remember to like this video and please enjoy the video of Top 10 New Offline Games 2025 for Android and iOS Part 1 Update. Fate Reawaken. This is a new offline game that you all need to try, even if it's a demo version, but at least you can try it. Once you enjoy the gameplay, then you can play the full version by spending a certain penny. The game is really interesting because it will play in a medieval era that will represent a classic RPG offline. It has a combination of a classic Diablo games offline from the UI, font style, and also how dark ambience is. The main gameplay is dungeon based, but before we turn into the dungeon, we need to ask some villagers to accept the quest. Even we can ask so many different quests at the same time and clear those quests frequently at the same time also and claim the reward together. The combat mechanism is hack and slash. Our main character can hold a different weapon that we can obtain by looting from the monster. We are not alone in adventure because the pet will come with us along the journey and he will do an auto attack to give an extra damage. Learning a new skill is possible once your fame level increases. The Last Adventurer 2. This game is still in development. We need an update to optimize the gameplay experience to the player. Most of the time, the navigation control and sensitivity seems quite clunky. We need to aim to the target carefully to succeed and land some hit to the zombie. The game's level difficulty is really low. I can easily kill the zombie from a closer distance without making a space between us. It's because all of the zombies are not aggressive and the movement is quite slow. And at least some important action that you should do since the earliest game is about the ammo. You know, the ammo number is pretty limited and it's only available in a certain spot. So we can't find any more ammo. Once you run out of it, then you should hit the enemy with your guns as a melee weapon, and surely this condition will give an advantage to the zombie. This is an offline game open world with less storyline we get, so we need to explore the area to find a hint to move into the next objective mission. Greek Memories of Azour. This game is a ported game from console and finally we can play it perfectly on mobile devices. Seriously, it's a really good game for mobile, especially for a player who loves to play a side-scrolling game perspective. It's not an easy game. Seriously, the player needs to solve a lot of obstacles along the gameplay. We need to learn how the puzzle mechanism works unless you will stuck on a certain position only. So we'll have a partner to start the adventure. Both of the heroes will have a different playstyle and a different combat style, with a long range and close combat style battle. We can switch between them freely, and this action is really important to solve the puzzle to open a certain gate. The combat mechanism is super fast and really responsive. As a player, we need to understand and learn how the enemy's pattern works. Once you understand this pattern, then you can kill the enemy easily because each of the heroes can do a perfect counter. Along the adventure, the special animation scenes will display sometimes, so we can see the characteristic in detail. Our Last Way Out. This game is on early access, but I have seen the entire concept and I'm so speechless about it. Seriously, this game will attract more than 100,000 players to play. The gameplay is absolutely interesting and I totally enjoy the visual, even though it has a side-scrolling point of view, but the navigation control allows the player to move the hero into 360 degrees. It has a lot of storyline and is delivered perfectly with the animation scene. Surely this kind of game will attract you more once you have faced the zombie and see how the monster is moving aggressively. Even they all will come after you wherever you go. The game's combat mechanism absolutely satisfies me. I can easily lock the target and aim into the zombie easier. I'm sure even if you are a newbie, it should be enough for you to learn the gameplay within a few minutes. There is a lot of hints we need to check, so you all need to be more active in searching the item around you. Metropolis, one of the best new game on mobile that has a riddle base. So it's about a bunch of scientists who are looking for the main reason behind a huge mystery about how possible the lost world happened. So as a scientist, we should always try to check every single object around the area and never let any single object left to be checked. Because it's really important to know about this side story to collect a little hint and combine it to become an absolutely objective. So there are so many NPCs that will stand still and they all are working by themselves. It seems the teamwork doesn't run perfectly that make the player need to be way more active on making a dialogue between the NPC. Eater's Escape Troll Tower. This is a very simple game. We only need to escape from the monster that will always chasing us. We only need to learn how to navigate the character by tapping two different buttons, which are sliding button and also jumping button. Collect some gold to buy a new skin to change your appearance. Seriously, the main gameplay is really simple. We only need to jump between the building and reach the end of the object to find the portal and move into the next stages. Once you are taking time too long, then the monster will come to catch you. Metro 2055 Last Day Survival. Actually, this game can be played as an online or offline game. It's because the player can start the game with an internet connection first to log in with the Google account, but then the game can freely turn off the connection to play the entire mission. So you can save your connection data while playing it. The game's combat mechanism is absolutely easy. Seriously, you don't have to aim your gun at the enemy because it has an auto aim assist that will give you 100% of aiming percentage. We only need to switch the weapon of a long gun or any melee weapon like a knife or an axe. The number of the zombie is really massive. Most of the zombies will come at the same time, but there are only a few zombies that have a high acceleration and the rest is pretty slow. I mean, you will have enough time to handle them at all. I realize it's not an open world because we need to eliminate all of the zombies first before the new stage area opens. Land of Enu. It's been a while since the game launched for the first beta testing, and I'm totally impressed with the gameplay. Unfortunately, the developer seems not to continue the project because I didn't get any news until now, even though the game has a very huge potential to become the best action RPG games for mobile. The gameplay is really interesting. It has main mission, but the player need to find out the next quest manually, which means all of the action needs to be done manually with a lot of effort need. The player can switch or change the weapon anytime. And then the skill option will be changed automatically and adjusted. This is an open world base with a beautiful landscape, greeny vibes, and many plants which will spoil your eyes. I really hope any developer will take the right to continue this project, and I'm sure it will get a huge appreciation by the player as the best RPG game on mobile. Gangstown Story. This game is one of the best GTA games like on mobile, especially in offline mode. I'm sure everyone would love to play it because the gameplay is super good and seriously, it's really newbie friendly. Even when you just started the game, you already have some option to pick a gun. The game size is just under 1 GB, but the reticle physics is the next level. Seriously, all players will be amazed with the attention to detail shown. The NPC will show us how the frightened expression and how the object will be broken once the player hits it by a vehicle. It has a mission base where we should get into the gangster territory. The game's combat mechanism is super easy to play. The aim assist will help you a lot in targeting the enemy. With all of the features it has, it is enough to attract the player to download the game to reach 10 million players. Car Driving Multiplayer. This game is really phenomenal, one of the best offline games I have ever played on mobile, especially on racing car games genre. The game is well represented about an open world concept where the player can cause a chaos by crossing the other object around you. It's not about racing against the bot, but also you can freely walk around the area, even though they are all just bot, but you can't underestimate them. Seriously, they are all so competent with a great acceleration skill and very good top speed level. Unfortunately, there is one thing that I really hope the developer will add an update. It's about when our car hit the NPC, then the right NPC should get attention because the NPC will not express anything. Bonus ATSS2. This game is really good even if it's not new anymore, but for me it's pretty worth it to play because the game always gets a frequent update. That's why it can be compared with any new offline game we have right now. The main gameplay is a shooter with TPS base, but it has a stage concept. We need to clear the area before continuing into the next area. We can use two different guns and switch it based on the situation. The control, the sensitivity, and gameplay is the next level. These all are the best new game offline we should play in 2025. I really hope you all appreciate this video by tapping a like button. Remember to like this video and see you on the next list. Thanks.